Hello, everyone. Happy
Hi.
Friday.
I'm Stacy.
I'm Douglas.
We do not usually hate each other, but sometimes when we do, you'll hear the bell. The hell is that?
That's because you're holding the bell. There you go. That's
There you go.
That's how a bell works.
So we do a nightly live podcast.
It's nightly.
Typically Monday through Friday. And it's live and it's interactive, and you can
do whatever you want.
This?
You can watch. You can not watch.
I don't appreciate
You can
that.
sign in. You can sign out. I don't know what the signing in thing, but the lady that didn't like us, she said, "I'm signing out."
That was Barbara York 3423, whatever it was, at yahoo.com. She said that this was a waste of precious
waste of precious a complete
precious
waste.
time. It was a waste of precious time. And at the same time, Larry the pool guy fucking loves it. So
it's not a waste of his time. He got 2 jobs.
Larry the pool guy.
So his free time is a premium.
P.S. If you're looking for a Jeep, which you should be, you should go see Larry the pool guy at Ghetto Chrysler
Jeep,
Dodge. He's our friend. Ram. We love him. Anne's here. Speaking of our friends, we love her too. Hey,
Anne
guys,
is good.
What's up,
I don't think she sells cars, but if she did, we would recommend
cars,
her.
They would be the best cars. They would be. I don't know what kind of cars they would be. I wouldn't buy one unless it was a Jeep.
Interesting.
She knows that already. So if you're planning on selling cars, Anne,
geez,
get with the business plan.
And Nolan is viewing us from
here comes
30,000 feet, or
Nolan,
is he taken off yet?
He is on the plane. They may not have left, but they are in the air and waving Nolan around like.
And Anne says hello.
Care. And Nolan. Anne says hi to Nolan. So my stepson, Doug's son, Nolan, is on his way to see us, and unfortunately, much like when Zach came to visit, the way it falls, Nolan won't actually be in the podcast unless we do a bonus
special
podcast.
Edition. Maybe we do like a taped, kind of
We're
segment.
not doing a fucking taped segment.
Well, it's how much
we're live all the time.
And Nolan says hi back to you from his
hi.
His first class seat.
We have some exciting.
We got him first class, right? No, okay.
Not on this budget.
Sorry.
We didn't.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that fat lady next to you.
Things are looking up. There's gonna be a fat lady next to him when he gets here.
Oh.
That'll be fun. I'm a nice fat lady. So we have some excitement.
Well, I don't think it's that exciting, but it's good.
You don't think it's that exciting?
No, not really.
It's pretty. If it was anybody that you were interested in, you would be so
I would be
over the
excited
moon
about that. Yeah. But what if it was Butch Roll?
We could get Butch on the pod.
We probably could get Butch on the
pod. But
what?
Be excited. It's a big deal. And also, like, he's gonna watch this and be insulted that you weren't like, oh my god, this is a big deal.
I told him to his face I didn't know. I didn't have any idea who he was, and I apologize for that.
You're being super rude. I might go interview him by myself.
But you had a little thing for him, I think.
I have a little thing for all the bald brown men. He doesn't have an accent.
He had a little accent.
Really?
No, it was just.
Maybe he'll speak Spanish too.
I bet he could.
Anyway, so he was super nice. So we went today. I had to stop and get a new vape because I have to drive to the airport, but I'm also in agonizing pain. So
she doesn't want to get looped. You give it to your husband.
Yeah, if you can open that, I'd be fucking impressed. So we're, by the way, cannabis oil that Anne brought for me. Thank you, Anne. I'm just digging into this now.
This feels broke.
Well, I told you I was having what did you? It's liquid inside, so be very careful. Yeah. Is it reverse threaded, perhaps? Do you have to push down and spin it? Is it reverse threaded?
No.
You have to push.
No. I don't know what you have to do. Sorry, guys.
So you guys can watch us try to open jars. So the long and the short of it is I needed a new vape, and because I couldn't use cannabis oil because I would be too high to drive to the airport to pick Nolan up at 11:30. So instead we stopped and grabbed a vape, and it was coming up on the podcast and dinner time. So we stopped at Tito's, a new restaurant here.
Tito's Cantina.
Here in Cape Coral, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah, we're good.
The food was great. So I want to give a big shout out to Emily at the hostess stand. She's the cutest little thing. She's like this, she comes up to my waist. She's the tiniest little thing. She's so cute. Super friendly, and had a great laugh, and loved her. And then we had Ashley as our server. Let me just tell you right now, Ashley looked just like Nina Cherry.
Yeah, she looked like Nina Cherry.
She was so cute.
She was completely adorable. So she was super nice. So
I don't know what I think Tito might be just like.
Then Tito came over, and he was also very nice. I did not know who he is, but apparently he's somebody.
I accidentally high-fived a guy on the way into the
Oh
restaurant.
yeah, we're walking in.
Some guy walks by
High
and he
five.
goes like this with his hand. And I think he was like trying to get through the crowd. But
Maybe he was trying to.
I
Like,
high-fived.
maybe he thought he was gonna free hug.
He was just like walking by and he had his hand up, and so I high-fived him because I thought he was trying to high-five.
Maybe he was deaf and he was trying to say something.
Like, fuck off, lady. That's the
Like,
most.
excuse me in sign language is that.
I am so fucking awkward. It's not even funny. By the way, at any minute I'm gonna jump in the pool because it is so fucking hot.
It's not that hot out there. It's nice.
It's like 85 degrees.
It's warm.
And I just ate dinner outside.
I'm gonna tell you what
You might
degree
need
it is
flat.
right here. It is 77.
That is hot.
That's
but it's
many
70
a degree away
It's
from.
like a moist 77.
You're moist.
Not as much as you might think. You're really not bringing it tonight. But anyway, Ashley looked like Nina Cherry. I had at Ashley's recommendation, I got a margarita that she picked for me,
Which had floating cucumbers in it.
cucumbers floating in it, which Doug called avocados.
I'm like, there's avocado in there.
some
She's like, "What?"
watermelon, and it was just fucking delightful. And I might have a little buzz on, but it's gonna wear off soon. And I'm not high, so this podcast could be pretty boring.
Yeah,
You're never opening it?
doesn't nothing's grabbing. So
And did you give this to me because you couldn't open it? I think it might. Did you try pushing? Did you try reverse
I
side?
tried both.
We're gonna have to go with pliers and not a childproof cap. Fortunately, I have some dropper bottles in the other room. So, I
got it to there.
don't know that that's where you're
From
supposed
there.
to get it to. In any case, we had Doug had the enchiladas.
An enchilada.
A little heavy on the onions and the enchiladas. But
refried beans were good.
the-
rice was good.
Rice was great. There's salsa and what is the stuff it's not salsa, chips and salsa verde.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's open.
Holy shit, you're amazing. Chips and salsa verde were unbelievable. I had the coconut shrimps, yeah, 6 of them, and with like a nice mango salsa, and then I had the street corn, which was fantastic.
So it was satisfactory.
So it was all
It was
a great menu. Anne says no, it should open. Well, Doug finally got it. So food all around was good. It's always nice.
And we had to just
haven't
run
had-
out, and we're like, let's just grab something for dinner.
I already
And we
said
ended up popping into this place, and it was good, and it was busy, and it was fun.
Yeah, he is
and
busy. I said, how's business? And he's like, it's been great. It's been steady. And I'm like, and it was crowded. And I said, so I was going to ask if you wanted to come on our borrowing Al. I said, I was going to ask if you wanted to come on our podcast to promote it. But you're doing so well, you probably don't need it. And he said, no, I would love to.
I don't think he said that.
He said, yeah, I'll do it. And I said, it's really small. I said, that's okay. I don't know
Well,
if that's the kids of the
we're
neighborhood or
huge in
what, okay.
Liberia.
We are huge. Yeah. I mean, if Tito Ortiz doesn't want to be big in Liberia, I don't know
Yeah.
what kind of racist shit that is.
So apparently Tito Ortiz is a some sort of mixed MMA.
He was one of the
fighter
he was one of
guys.
the MMA OGs, back in the day. He was on The Celebrity Apprentice. He had children with Jenna Jameson.
Ooh. So that's where Tracy's here. She says hi, peeps.
Hey Trace. And Trace deeply involved in her trip. We're going to talk about that in a minute. What did Tito tell us about his moving down to Florida? And he's from California.
He actually came down to help people. To help people from Hurricane Ian last year, and he ended up going back and forth to Miami to get generators for people on Captiva, Cape Coral, Pine Island, all these things. And
Super.
so he came down to help, and he got to know some of like the police and some of this stuff, and he's like, yeah, this is where I want to raise my kids.
Yeah, he was really concerned, and it was actually interesting to hear him say he was concerned about
school safety.
of course,
and
school
homelessness.
safety, homelessness were big concerns for his. He talked briefly about California and what it's like over there. And he's not the first person we've heard talk about the shit show that is currently California, the cost of living. And he's like, I registered my card. It was like $300. P.S. Rolls Royce Phantom right out front. I think it's a Phantom.
How do you know it was his?
I don't think it was Emily, the servers. I could be wrong.
She couldn't see over that wheel. She's so tiny.
She's so tiny. Emily was a hostess, but she sometimes waits tables. And I told her we'd give her a shout out. And you know what? Maybe we have Emily on the podcast and Tito at separate times, though. They should get their own episodes. What are you looking at?
I was looking up a picture of him on a Celebrity Apprentice, and I can't find one.
Oh, okay. Well, I do want to pull up a picture of Nina Cherry, if anything.
Yeah, look at that.
Trace says, "Hi peeps, we were spending the night in Battleboro, North Carolina."
Battleboro. It's Battleboro.
I could be wrong.
That's how it's pronounced.
I forget all the places that we stayed on the way down. I forget all the places that we stayed on the way down. But it was many.
Tracy, I have when you're in the Carolinas, you've got. I'm sorry, this is very important. When you're in North Carolina, all right, you take it because they listen to you. This is
what I was talking about, and you just cut me off mid-sentence. So on our way down here, we stopped several places and got some sleep, many Holiday Inn Express and whatnot. And one of the key things that we saw on our way down here was
fireworks.
No gimmicks.
Don't settle for no gimmicks.
You have to go to the no gimmicks.
Because those other places are going to have gimmicks, and you're going to be gimmicked out. And just very important when you're
just
in
don't get any because I'm telling you, down here we have all kinds of fucking fireworks places with gimmicks. Like the king fireworks king. I don't think he's actual royalty. So if you see the no gimmicks fireworks place, yeah, I recommend you go there.
So,
with your entire caravan of 10 cars.
And the other thing too, as I missed this on the way down, somewhere down North Carolina, South Carolina, some's built a wooden, like a big replica.
She's driving by herself. She can't take pictures. Maybe Mom can.
Of Noah's Ark. You're right over there.
Whoa, Daddy.
Person. Just don't do this at home, folks. You're gonna set the cage on fire. The cage is on fire.
Mama is not gonna be having any more of that tonight.
Okay, so Tracy says Tito T's whoop whoop, and she says she is a gimmick-free girl. So yeah, just be careful out there because
don't do gimmicks.
You just don't. I mean, I don't know what other industries have gimmicks like that. I mean, some industries you might want the gimmick, but not fireworks.
Well, your whole industry is gimmicks.
Oh, I'm antics. I'm designing antics.
You are designing.
Like somebody I used to work with said that I should. They were going to write something, and then I was going to do my design antics to it. Design antics. Thank you. That's what I do.
Well, your design antics were a big hit at a trade show this week.
Yes.
You designed a fucking fancy as fuck hippopotamus trade show booth, and everybody went crazy for it.
Well, it was funny because my original thing was for KubeCon. I don't know if you guys know, but KubeCon is a kind of open source platform for technology, right? So one of the things that we had was that we're taming the beast, right? So this thing was like 10 feet by 10 feet, and it was an AI drawing of a hippo smashing through a conference room, and chairs are flying and everything else. So that was the backdrop to the booth that said we tamed the beast, and people are coming up just like, oh, what's going on here? It's like, like there's and I saw the other booths and they were all like cubes.
So this is what you need to do the next time they do a trade show.
Live hippo.
The next time they do a trade show, since they have not given you a job as of yet, you go to the trade show and you
live
just
hippo.
Hand out your fucking business cards.
Live hippo on a live hippo. Smashing through the other booths.
You've got a hippo to ride, and I'm certainly not willing to be dressed up as a hippo, so that's not happening. I do.
Tracy came late. She got a new vape before we went to Tito Ortiz's restaurant, and because she's got to stay awake.
Can't take cannabis oil because I have to drive, but I need enough to just not be in pain.
Yeah, so she's just taking the edge off.
A margarita too. So I did.
Maybe I'll be driving.
I want to say no. I'll be fine by then. I'm not even like.
How bad is my driving?
What do you mean? Your driving's not that bad, but I'll be fine by then.
All right.
So I do want to say this about Tito.
Okay.
Or Mr. Ortiz, as I will be calling him from here until he tells me to call him.
There's only one Ortiz, and that's David Ortiz. Sorry, Tito.
Okay, listen. If you're going to be rude to Tito,
I'm not going to be rude to him. I was very nice to him.
You've been kind of rude talking about him on the podcast tonight.
No, I don't. I just don't know who he is. That's not being rude. I don't know who he is. I apologize to him for not knowing who he is.
Okay. Well, this is what I want to say is I was like, oh my God, when I asked him if he would be on the podcast, and I was like, I was going to ask you to be on the podcast, but it looks like you don't need any promotion. He's like, no, I'll do it. And I'm like, cool. Like, when's best for you? And he's like, I'm like, all right, we'll hit you up and lock it down. So he's, so it was really cool because I was like, this would be like a big deal for us. Like, thank you so much. You'd be our first celebrity. And he's like, I'm not a celebrity. No, well, of course, Doug doesn't know who he is. So you do, though. You've seen him. You just didn't know who he was.
Yeah, I gotta do some research. I might know where.
Well, we're gonna have to do some research before that, and it's tough because, like, we have our normal antics where I get baked and talk about ridiculous shit, and then we have serious times.
Does he know who I am?
You're talking motherfucking gear. Yeah.
It does carry some cachet in certain areas of the country.
In hippo trade show booze.
Hippo trade show booze. Anyways, but I was extremely thrilled that that company was like, yeah, go, that's good. Let's do the big hippo. And then they gave out little like plush hippos.
Did they actually give out the hippos?
Yeah.
Well, tell Raj you want a freaking hippo.
A free hippo.
No, not a free hippo, a freaking hippo. Yes, it should be free considering the amount of time and effort you put in for.
Back when we were kids, was the word frickin' a swear? And what we came up with was that friggin' was a swear, but not frickin', like when you're in elementary school.
Okay.
It's like scumbum. Like scumbag, you couldn't say on TV. Scumbum, you could say on TV. Go figure. Okay. I don't think either of us swear.
Are we done talking about the trade show booth?
We're going to talk about Tito Ortiz again?
Well, we've just gone back and forth 9 times on topic.
Well, it's called banter. Try and keep up.
But it's not really banter when we're jumping 9 subjects back and forth.
It's ADHD.
So, but I'm trying to focus.
Okay, let's focus. Get us back in the book.
So, and Dalen, who brought out our food, was super nice. Emily, or the hostess, was super nice, and Ashley, who looks like Nina Cherry, was super nice as well. And Dalen had that cool ass Cuban accent. By the way, we used to have a favorite Cuban.
Well, I believe we still do. I don't
know. When is the last time Manny did anything?
I'll call him right now. Get him on podcast.
I thought of Manny today because I was listening to Miley Cyrus in the Jeep.
Oh,
whenever I hear "Party in the USA," I think of Manny, who was the former CEO. What was he? CFO of a company Doug worked for.
Not CFO. CRO. He was the chief revenue officer.
All right. Well, whatever.
The company left all the money up to him.
C-level executive at Doug's company, and Doug may have ridden in his G-Wagon while the sales team.
That wasn't a G-Wagon, but it was a G-Wagon. It was a Mercedes SUV. But
isn't that the G-Wagon?
No, the G-Wagon is that square one.
So he didn't have the square one?
No, he didn't have the square one.
All right. So Manny borrowed his wife's grocery getter, put the sales staff in it, and they all sang "Party in the USA."
No, nobody sang. Actually, nobody sang. Everybody's in the car, and I think it was like our chief medical officer. I think Shannon was in the car, and Manny and one other person.
You didn't sing?
And nobody's singing it, and it's playing the song.
Did anybody dance?
I go, Manny, is this one of your songs that you pick on? And like the whole place just fell out because like nobody was saying anything about the Miley Cyrus, and then we all agreed that it was a good
well,
thing,
in my mind, y'all were dancing and singing in the car, and that's the way I'm going to tell the story from now on.
So
I listened to Miley Cyrus in the Jeep today, and I did think of Manny, and Manny has long been held as our favorite Cuban. Well, we have met many a Cuban since. Our accountant Megan.
Oh,
P.S. If you need an accountant, Megan. She's fucking awesome. I actually need to call her. Megan's Cuban. I fucking love her. She saves us money. Manny, not so much.
You sure she's not? I thought she was Puerto Rican.
Cuban. Oh, maybe she's Colombian.
Hola.
Oh fuck.
Like Juan Valdez.
Hispanic racist.
No, it's not.
You know, it's
you're not. You're Portuguese. You kind of you think you're down, but you're not down.
I am not down with OPP. I'll tell you that.
You know me.
I've decided that OPP stands for other people's problems, and I am not down with them.
Agree.
Which pussy and penis generally tend to be problems, depending on how you look at it. But
no, didn't you say my penis was the cause of much?
Nolan made a clip from the podcast that it said that all problems start with your penis, which is kind of an insult to the kid. But
well.
That's right.
I don't think he's a problem.
I was trying to explain that, like, we're like to our server that like we're super inappropriate on the podcast, and I was like, and our kids listen to it, but our kids are grown adults.
Yeah.
And by the way, they have met us before, so they've met me before. Doug's really not. Actually, you are. Okay. I have a pet.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Pet peeve time.
Fucking pet peeve. This is my pet peeve. Doug does not act like Doug around his kids.
I gotta be a role model.
No, you're not a role model. You sit there on your fucking phone and you grumble, and you're not yourself. Like, be yourself. He has gotten really fucking grumbly lately, and I don't know if it's just because he turned 58 this week. He's been so fucking grumbly.
Get off my lawn.
Last night, I'm like, well, you got to drink more water, and he just goes in the other room, and he's like, gets on the toilet.
I had a horrible. Like, she got me on 8 million milligrams of magnesium, and
it's. I got you on a lot of stuff. You need drugs.
It's not.
But that's not the point. The point is.
What is the point?
The point is
that I'm grumbly because my stomach's grumbly.
I was telling the story about last night. Jesus Christmas. He so he's in the bathroom and I text him like, "Are we doing the podcast tonight?" I don't know if you saw this, but I made sure.
Yes, I did see it. Yeah. That was very nice.
No podcast tonight. Doug's pooping. Now everybody's
not only pooping. I couldn't get off the toilet.
We had the most caring viewers in all the haters and the master haters are all asking about your stomach. They're genuinely concerned.
Not much better today
for your stomach. Well, then maybe we need to dial back the magnesium a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you're responsible for that. What are you doing?
Drugs.
I thought you weren't going to do any more of that.
No, I'm not feeling anything. No. I just want to feel not in pain. That's my goal.
Maybe you should take some magnesium.
I take a lot of magnesium. I take those. You want to go back to those 6 horse pills?
Oh, I don't like the horse pills.
Sorry, I didn't mean to breathe on you.
Yeah, thanks.
There's no smell to it.
I don't know.
There's literally no smell to it. And I don't know if it's going to do anything to get me high, but here we are.
It's your shrimp breath.
It was fucking delightful coconut shrimp and a case of Verdi's sauce. It was really good. Okay.
Tracy does not want to be in pain either.
Yeah.
Either. So, don't fall for those gimmicks.
So circling back, our friends, the OG lesbies, are doing like they did on our second date. They got themselves a moving truck and going across the country. The whole freaking family. Like how awesome it like I'm so
I know it's
I have never met Tracy's family. I've never met her mother. I've never met her brother. I've never met her brother's fiance. I've never even met Becky. I'm not really sure Becky is real.
No, Becky's real.
But you say that.
I might like Becky more than I like Tracy. I don't know. Jury's still out.
I don't know. I've never really talked to Becky. I love her by like it's like
by proxy.
Transitive property of love. I love everybody. But I will say that what they have is like a family unit where they love and support one another. And of course, it's easy for me to fantasize about because I don't have a family and I'm sure it's far more complicated than that. And I know that there was some trauma along the way, but they have like a family, they camp together and they travel together and they're moving across the country together and they're going to have their family compound. I'm just saying, I'm going to crash. I'm going to join the family.
Well, you just need to be adopted in some way, shape, or form.
I already tried to invite myself for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I am planning on staying. Donna's like, we should meet up and get an Airbnb and go hang out with Tracy. I'm like, I'm staying in the fucking camper. So,
and Tracy says the family unit is being tested on. I'm sure it is. I am sure it is.
Anne says, is your internet running okay? You keep cutting off. Maybe it's YouTube.
Maybe it's your internet, Anne. You ever think of that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I could not stream from my screen. That would probably help.
I think we're all right.
Well,
it looks like we have nice Wi-Fi signal on the top of bar of my my computer, so we should be okay.
Well,
but I'm sorry you're having difficulties, Anne.
Is anybody else having problems, or is it just Anne? Let us know. The family unit is being tested on this trip. Well, maybe you should get some drugs. Drugs for the whole family. I don't know. Becky Al. Is that Becky AI? Said we are barely not wearing orange right now. Oh, prison. They haven't killed each other. I am on hotel Wi-Fi and no issues here.
Imagine if there was some fluke and this podcast went out to all the people in the hotel, like on their TV.
Oh my God, they have nightmares. So I had a few little, I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, and I've just been kind of all over the place this week. And, of course, dude, I was super high at least twice this week while we did the podcast and just rambling incoherently.
Yeah, it was good though.
And there was actually one point, and I need to just make a public apology to Anne because she felt like I was calling her out. And of course, here I am again, but I want to just apologize to anybody we've offended on the podcast ever. But especially somebody who's as amazing as my good friend Anne. I just love her to pieces. And she said she wasn't offended, but my point is I don't ever want anyone to feel like like they're being called out or that I'm attacking them or anything like that. And I'm sure with my big fucking mouth, I've done that to just about everybody here. There's 5 of you, so
I didn't want you to tell people I had a upset stomach last night.
You didn't tell me that.
Well,
you told me that I wasn't allowed to talk about the thing at Ding Darling, but you didn't say anything about the shit. So
all right. Well, I'll duly noted. I will anytime I want something kept between us.
This is something you have to tell me, and then I'll be really sad because it's really good content that you ruined. Yeah. Why do you think I did it? You think I did it to satisfy you on your birthday? No, I did it because I wanted content. In any case,
life of a celebrity.
I just want we never want to hurt anyone's feelings. We never want to offend anyone, and we're bound to. And I mean, I guess if you're like a cyclist, we probably want to offend you because fuck cyclists.
You know what?
But
There's
we really
plenty of nice cyclists.
But like sometimes, like I have a big mouth, especially when I'm baked, and I just kind of roll with it, and I don't ever mean to hurt you or like make anybody feel bad. And if I do, fucking call me out on it, and I appreciate it when people do, and I will apologize profusely because I genuinely feel badly about it. But as I've been told, that the best podcasts are when I'm baked. So
and
sorry, guys,
I'm not baked tonight. I make the best faces.
Yes, Doug makes the best faces. Oh, by the way, it wasn't like it was a big deal or anything. She was super cool about it. Like, I'm so grateful to have friends like you guys, particularly Ann and Trace. Anne says, haha, smart ass Doug, it's not mine. Yeah, she's still a nursemaid. Trace said that would be hilarious, Doug. What did you say that would be hilarious?
That the podcast goes to all the TVs in the hotel.
Yeah. And Trace says that's why I love you. Because I'm crazy. Okay, cool. So I watched a movie today. What the fuck was it called?
I don't know, but you watched 2 movies today because the second one was we bought a zoo.
Yeah, well, can we talk about We Bought a Zoo and how much you look like Matt Damon in your old age?
I don't look like Matt Damon. He's ugly. Matt, if you're watching.
Wait, why do you not like what?
Hide your face. No, what? No, I don't know. I'm just giving him crap.
Who do you not like?
I said, Matt, if you're watching.
Who's Matt?
Matt Damon.
Okay, my husband looks just like Matt Damon. Are you guys not seeing this?
You know who else is ugly? Me.
I don't think he's ugly. I don't find Matt Damon to be terribly attractive, though. Which is weird. I think, does Matt Damon have a tongue like you?
I don't know. I have.
Does Matt Damon have a tongue like you?
I don't know. I've never asked him. I've never run into him. I will say this: I have Hollywood, old Hollywood good looks, and he's got a potato face.
I don't think that that's true, but okay.
All right.
So I watched a film today called No Hard Feelings. Circa, what year was this out? It's out
brand new.
It's really from 2023.
Brandy new.
Damn.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Shut the fuck up. Jennifer Lawrence is naked in the
film.
Full on. Push the whole 9 yards.
Having a fight on the beach.
And I'm sure it's American, but what are you gonna do? And it was like a 70s bush. Jennifer Lawrence and fighting, and her titties are swinging, and she's doing her thing, and girl looks great. Didn't she just have a baby?
I don't know if she did.
Yeah, I think she had a baby. What are you looking at?
I was looking because Tracy asked who's older, Doug or Matt Damon.
Oh, I think that
and Matt Damon is only 53 years old.
Doug's got
I got him by 5. Ann says, Stacey, you are freaking hilarious, and Doug, your faces are wild. Yes. Oh, one of the thumbnails on YouTube is hysterical. And then Ann says it got a little worse today, and it keeps.
She had a baby when that movie was filmed. She had already had a baby.
Okay.
Oh fuck! I want to hate her, but I can't. I cannot hate Jennifer Lawrence because she's fucking awesome. But like, she's naked in this movie and gets out of the ocean. She's skinny dipping. She fights these people and she is naked and fucking Jennifer Lawrence. But she looks like 12 in that. There's no way it's only from 2023.
Ann said it got a little worse today, and this is keeping me a little sane. Plus, I am high, so hopefully I will close my eyes.
What got a little worse today?
I don't know. Something got a little worse today.
Maybe the internet or being a caregiver,
or maybe whoever she's caring for got a little worse today. I don't know. So Matt looks like Doug. Yeah, thank you. How do you like them apples, Matt?
Yeah, that film's a year out, and it's I don't even know what to say. But she's naked. Jennifer Lawrence is naked in that freaking movie. Ann says, I love me some J-Law. She busted her ass for this movie, I heard. Yeah, she must have done something because she looks fantastic. She looks so much like my daughter Anastasia. It's not even funny. And I love her personality, and I hope she's as real in I hope she's I hope she's as real and nice in person as she is as you see on television, because she's like one of the few celebrities that has not pissed me off yet. So, and Tito didn't piss me off today, so there's that.
Well, that's that.
And Muck Sticky will never piss me off. He's my boyfriend.
He could. He has a potential.
I love Muck Sticky. Well, what do we had barrels from snowballs from here? First Tito, OMG, it's Wix, Muck Sticky.
Oh my God, Wix! If we had Wix on the show,
Carrot Top.
I'd lose it. Why do we need Carrot Top?
Because he's from Florida.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's our Cap. So I don't know. I highly recommend this movie. It's new on Netflix. Came out June 23rd, but it's on Netflix now, and it was really funny and very sweet. So I definitely recommend it. Doug has something he's going to pull up for you guys.
Well, I'm sending some stuff to the computer so I don't get yelled at.
I do want to talk about dreadlocks. So I'm actually going to get my locks maintained on Tuesday at noon. Going to see Shayla at Manifest in Fort Myers, which is a salon I highly recommend. Manifest. Yeah, I get it. It's good branding.
I could spend a whole podcast talking about great names for hair salons.
Well, I'll tell you, they've done a really
Golden
great
Comb.
job. I wouldn't call it that, but actually, my dad up the street from my dad is his friend Kelly's hair salon. That's called Hair It Is, and it has so they own the family owns the lot on the corner.
Oh, was that the red house we drove by once, or was that a restaurant that used to be in that house?
I think you're thinking of somewhere else. No, so the corner, going down Point Street, which is where my parents live, there's which by the way used to be a dirt road. It's paved now. Kind of fucking nonsense is that? That's not how Berkeley rolls.
Kind of nonsense. This is a paving
in Berkeley. Anyway, at the corner on Bayview Ave, there was a big sign that said "Here it is" with an arrow pointing down the road. And then they had a little sign out front because their family owned the lot on the corner. So they were able to put the sign up there, and she had a little salon with a couple chairs. And so
chairs for hairs.
So, but Manifest, owned by Taylor. I don't know her last name, but super nice lady. She's like the skinniest, she's just like a very petite person. She's so cute. And sometimes she'll wear like little halter tops and like with her little belly. She has like nothing. There's just nothing there. She's like a little tiny person.
There used to be a hair salon down in a basement in Norwood, Mass, and it was called the Catacomb Out.
That's a little funny.
Can't make
I wish I could show you this. I guess that she does Insta is kind of her jam, but it's Instagram Manifest, Maneifest. You can see all the hairstyles that they do. So, obviously I go there for my locks, but she does locks. They do, I guess they have somebody that does lashes there. They've got a ton of stylists. Actually, there's a picture of Zasha right there. Zasha's the one who does my hair. Her and her husband are dreadlock artists as well. And for my hairstylist friends, Jesus Christ, I keep telling you all, and none of you are fucking listening, do dreadlocks. An install can be like $700, and then the maintenance is like $150, $200, depending on who comes. I come like 2 to 3 times a year to get my hair maintained. And so I don't get anything else done. Just 2 to 3 times a year I go in and get my roots done, and any like pieces that look soft or whatever. And it's a great service. And the people who do dreadlocks are generally people who pay cash. Those are good clients to have, and they know that there's a wait. And so especially if you're in New England. The only game in town in New England, I think Liz Kidder moved up to either Vermont or Maine or New Hampshire. She moved out of Massachusetts. She was in Amesbury.
No relation.
Which is in the middle of freaking nowhere. Then there's Limelight in Danielson, Connecticut. Kayla owns that. Kayla is fantastic. And they do they'll do Reiki while you get your hair done. It's pretty fucking cool. Reiki. And then there's a cat. The cat is no longer in the salon.
Cat is dead.
The cat is not dead. It's just
cat
not
ate
in the
a
salon
poison
anymore.
Mouse.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the girls at the salon this week, and I highly recommend.
Do they have dreads?
Yeah. Well, and I'm showing you a bunch of dreads on here. So there's somebody's doing. Oh, she does lashes. I might see. It's expensive to get them done. I can't afford that shit. So, but I wanted to talk about my hair because a big thing about dreadlocks is like, the Rastafarian culture is what people think of. And of course, then there's people that think, oh, like if you're wearing dreadlocks and you're white, it's cultural appropriation. And then there's this whole like conceptually, like with not cutting your hair, which is kind of prominent in a lot of religions. Sikhs don't cut their hair. Rastafarians don't cut their hair. I think some Amish don't cut their hair. A lot of people don't cut their fucking hair because it's like part of your body, and or they'll like, you know, trim it or whatever. I don't know if Native Americans cut their hair. Like a lot of people don't cut their fucking hair, and it's a spiritual thing. Like you're hanging on to it. And, you know, it's interesting for me because while I didn't do it for spiritual reasons. I did it because my hair was falling out in fucking clumps. And I had no choice. And I kept like making little
clumps
pictures on the wall with my hair and then leaving it for Doug. And I'd be coming out of the shower like, crying my eyes out because my hair's falling out in clumps. And the dreadlocks have been a good solution for me. But I do feel like there's something energetic about it, like holding on to your hair. But sometimes like I think, oh, like maybe I should cut them because they're so long. And when they get wet, they weigh so much. They're like down on my butt now.
Yeah.
They're really long.
Wow.
I got to tell you, I might not make it that long because it's very hot out here. But I am curious as to what you guys think. Like, you know, this is my hair. It's not changing. But do you think that it's like cultural appropriation for a white lady to wear dreadlocks? Do you think that there's a spiritual connection between a human being and their hair? What do you think about cutting your hair versus not cutting your hair?
I also would like to ask the podcast viewers if I should dye my hair jet black.
No, not allowed.
Jet black.
Jennifer Lawrence, will you come on this podcast? You have an amazing sense of humor, please. Oh my God, that would be amazing. She would be horrified. Because she can party. Like she's like pretty chill. Like she's not like putting the airs on.
No, I think she lets it fly.
And I like that about her. And if she does, well, we'll keep it up.
I don't know. Did I do something?
Bless you, Doug.
Bless
did
me
you sneeze?
No, I don't think so.
For being married to me?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Anne says, what if you're losing your hair? Can they do it? Well, that's why I got them, because I was losing my hair in clumps. So it's really going to depend. There's so many things that they can do. So this is my natural hair. When I started, my hair was down to here, but when they like past my titties, which is saying a lot because my titties have been dropping. And so they dread it up, they shrink because it's all like knotted up. Like think about how much your hair shrinks when you're braided. So there are people that'll tell you that like the tension on the hair will pull more hair out or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that I don't have hair fall out anymore at all because it's knotted in, right? Like all the hair is knotted together. So they section it. The sectioning is the most important part. They back comb it and they crochet it. There's a few other ways to do it. You can do twist and rip or whatever, but
twist and rip.
Yeah.
That sounds like a painful sexual position right there.
And a lot of people will just like freeform where they don't do anything to their hair and just like wait and see what happens. I find that the crochet, back home crochet is the best method in my humble opinion. But they can add hair in. So actually when I started originally, I had partials. So partials is part of your head is dreaded. So some people will have, a lot of people actually will shave the sides. Could you imagine me with half the head of my I don't think I'm ready for that.
Now that's a good face right there. That was a good face.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. So they'll shave parts, or you can leave some of the hair loose. So what happens is when you have the hair loose, the dreadlocks themselves are and if you ever want to feel my dreadlocks, just ask me.
No feeling of my wife,
like
please.
That, but
Thank
you can feel whatever you want. You want to feel a titty?
$10 a feel.
Here, feel a titty.
I my free honk a day.
That was terrible.
I just give you a little pat like a dog. Pat. What are you doing?
I'm patting you on the dick.
Just pay attention. People are listening to every word.
You can have hair added in, and so that adds the volume.
Can you have little tambourine things?
They even
stuck in there.
I have all kinds of shit in my hair. There's bees. There's seahorse. There's some shells. There goes my sunglasses. There's some beads. There's beads and a bee. I don't know where the bee is right now, but I got a lot going on here. So you can also have temporary ones braided into your hair. So if you go with synthetic hair or woolies, which is just yarn, it's going to be a lot less expensive than real hair. But what happens is the hair itself is like Velcro. So it like wants to stick to things. So I had the sides and the back done and the top I left out. So then I could leave the top down and it would look like normal hair if I wanted to. Not that I ever wanted to look like I had normal anything, but that's beside the point. And so normal hair.
You had partials.
Oh, so the dreadlocks were trying to eat the loose hair, the partials, every time I went in the Jeep. So what happened was I had this like little Dennis the Menace part where like I had like 3 dreadlocks that or pieces of hair that stood straight up. And so I had them put hair in because otherwise it would stand straight up in the air. And so I've broken those pieces of fake hair off of the hair since, but they held up for
I find them lying around.
Tracy says, I love the dreads. Not everyone can pull it off, but you. Yeah, no, not everyone can pull it off, but you know, it works for me. No, Doug, to the dye. Your hair looks distinguished. Aww.
I want to look like
you look like Steve Martin.
Who's the guy with the permatan?
George Harrison.
No, not George Harrison.
George. It's George.
Yeah, George.
Hamilton.
George Hamilton.
George Hamilton.
I want to look like George Hamilton.
Tracy says, Doug, maybe not jet black, but
jet
another
brown.
color could be fun.
What about jet brown?
No.
Jet blonde. How about blonde? I'll be like
a blue.
Blue-haired lady.
You're practically a blue hair. We'll get him some fanciful rinse and make him have blue hair.
Fanciful.
Tracy says, I don't think that hairstyles are singular to any specific culture anymore. I don't think so either. And by the way, and it's funny because like nobody's
just saying that because the Karen haircut was stolen away from the lesbians and they lost it and they can't get it back because now it's the Karen haircut.
I hope no.
No, I'm kidding. I don't
think any self-respecting lesbian would have that haircut, but I think everybody's gonna do what works for them. And but like the thing is, nobody's ever said anything to me. It's people. It's keyboard warriors that'll make comments about it.
Yeah.
Black Americans have been fantastic about my hair. Like the only time that once somebody wasn't like I'll walk up to people and I'll be like, oh my god, we're twins.
You're not twins.
It's usually very disarming. And then this one woman at Trader Joe's, I was like, oh my god, I love your hair, and she was like, thanks.
Yeah, you're not special.
So I think she called me a white devil while I was in the parking lot. But I could be wrong. And I think being a Karen has been monopolized by middle-aged white women. So
I'm taking it back.
Don't you dare steal that. Do you know if your hair would ever grow in again? It continues to grow.
It's just attached to each other.
Just attached to itself. So I could brush them out and all the dead hairs would fall off and I'd probably have some breakage. But it continues to grow, and then I go back in and I crochet the roots. So it'll just keep growing, but forever. So I don't know if I feel like I'm not understanding your question. Like
no, because you were saying your hair was falling out. Like if your hair continued to fall out and you took your dreads out, you would have.
I'm assuming my hair is going to continue to fall out for the rest of my life because of my health issues. But I do have new hair grow because it's when the new hair comes in, like it comes in. So obviously I leave the ones around, like the wispies around my face. I leave most of those out, but the, like there'll be like loose little hairs and they get caught.
Like it gets like further, like the dreads get further out.
Well, what happens is the hair will grow out and it's not in the dread. And so it'll get lost and try to combine with other dreadlocks. And the dreadlock lady just fixes all of that. And Brooke Ann, shout out to Brooke and say hi to Elvin for us. Don't ruin your awesome silver hair, Doug.
I don't know. Sometimes I want to go jet black and look like a game show host.
Yeah. Trace says, she's laughing her ass off. Please, girl, don't lose that thought. Don't laugh too hard. I am all set with the Karen cut. Where you lost your hair, it was all over lost. It wasn't like a bald spot. It's just like genuinely clumps were falling out of my hair. I even tried cutting it shorter for a little while. That did not work. I tried products. That did not work. The only thing that's actually proven to regrow hair, like that can actually say that, is minoxidil. They sell it at Costco. And then and of course, the Nioxin products are actually really good. But
Minoxidil 9.
They did not work, and I didn't. Yeah, well, that's Rogaine.
The Minoxidil 9 is a spermicide that I don't know why I remember.
Oh.
Like why I thought of that, but
yeah, don't put spermicide in your hair. Don't put any chemicals in your hair.
You put whatever you want in your hair. You don't give a shit.
We're not happy with Elvin right now. Say hi later. Uh-oh. Did he get kicked out of another bar?
Did he dye his hair black?
We need to know what Elvin did. And if it's
what hasn't he done? That's probably a shorter list.
All I can say is if it's not working out with Elvin, she's a cute little girl. We can get her set up with somebody. Who do we know?
No. I got a bros before hose. I'm sorry.
Did you just call Brooke a hoe?
Well, he's my Bill's brother.
So she's your Bill's sister.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I got to be neutral. I'm Switzerland on this one. I'm neutral.
I think that Elvin better put a ring on his finger. on your finger. That's what I think you need to do right there, Elvin. I know you have a beautiful family and they're probably putting the pressure on for babies and whatnot. And how are you going to make that happen if you don't put a ring on her finger? Knock her up. Marry her, then knock her up. And then she said, don't beat him, LOL. Oh, dude, somebody's going to do it.
Look at this. This is what I endure.
Spousal abuse? You're not enduring quite enough spousal abuse. So would you like a piece of advice if you were ever going to have sex with a large man? Would you?
I guess I would need advice because it's not my area of expertise.
So if you're having sex with a large, I watched a video and it was a large man, and he said, if you're going to have sex with a large man, I'm going to need you to look at me for a minute. It's okay.
I'm a little scared of where this is going. Yes.
Turn.
Yeah.
Turn to the left.
Help me.
Okay. So you have to do flat hands, and you can't be like grabbing on. That's not sexy, and you can't be put. Okay. I'm not going to hurt you.
All right. I'm just a little nervous. That's all.
He's nervous about being touched. It's fun. Okay. And he doesn't want you. What are you making that face for? It's not going to hurt.
I don't know.
You don't.
It tickles.
I'm just trying to touch this man.
Can you just explain it without hands on?
No, hands on. I'm just touching you. I'm not going to pinch your nipples. I'm not going to put my finger in your ear or do any of the other fun things.
All right. Do you remember that episode the other night where she put a bunch of stuff on my head, and that's just the top of the.
I haven't shoved a fist in his ass at least a week. Settle down. All right, so you're not supposed to go like this.
For what?
Because if you're having sex with a large man and you're going like this, you're pushing up his titties.
Okay. Oh,
right.
Okay.
And so he's looking.
Oh, so you're
up at you, thinking, "Oh, there's titties," but now he's looking at 4 titties, and 2 of them are his, and his boner's gonna go. So if you have sex with a large man,
I don't know. I mean,
don't do that.
I would think that 4 titties is more titties, and that's good titties.
I had to take notes.
Okay.
I had to take notes because my options, if you croak. By the way, neither of these men have agreed to this, are Huddy and Todd Albee. And Huddy is a large man. And I want to know that if my husband dies and I have to like throw myself at one of my friends, my single friends, I need to know not to do that to my friend who is large.
Well, I'm glad that we got. I'm glad I needed that advice.
Listen, I want you to keep yourself alive so you don't have to think about that.
I'm doing my best.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
Trying
it.
to stay calm.
Apparently, I don't know the whole story behind this, but I caught a piece of it. So I guess some congresswoman, and this is just something y'all should dig into, by the way. And Ann's calling the police on a domestic force.
No,
Brooke Ann, not Ann. So apparently some other congressman is like not happy with what Buttigieg has done while he's been in office because he's a Secretary of Transportation.
Right.
So she like stood before Congress and talked about all the things that he has like not done and all the things like he's traveling here, doing this, doing that, like nothing pertaining to his actual job. And so Congress voted to lower his salary to $1. Yeah. I only caught bits of it. I'm probably speaking out of turn incorrectly, but dig in on that one because I found that to be like, can you imagine like being at work and just being like,
excuse me.
We used to work with Trace. Could you imagine like Trace is doing a shitty job? You should lower her salary to $1. And Manny's just like,
but she's not a public servant.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
But don't you think
there are a lot of people I would have reduced their salaries to $1?
Like that seems like a fucking great way to like if I work for a company and one of my like it's like the group project in college or high school or grade school where like the other person doesn't do their share. Like I feel like you should be able to like come forward to HR or whatever and say, hey, I would like to make a case that this person's salary should be reduced to $1 because they fucking suck. Come on. Tell me that there's not somebody at your job.
At a company that
look at that.
Worth
Brooke Ann says, I'm going to do it. Right? Yeah. Get their salary lowered to $1. Trey said that would get that employee to quit and problem solved. Yeah. Sometimes you can't quit though.
Sometimes they got you. You need insurance.
Oh, tell me about it. That's something I got to deal with.
Stuff.
Although I think I have found an insurance solution. Apparently, for $9 a month, you can get telehealth through Amazon, and prescriptions are like $5.
And you're like, does this look infected?
Yeah, you had to like you whip out your nuts and show it.
I don't know why that. Like I thought my underarm was funny.
They also have in-person. They also have in-person clinics. The closest one to us being in Miami, but they're going to
in Miami. I gotta go to Miami.
Well, hey, for $9 a month, we're currently paying $750 something or 60 something for health insurance. So I think it's not the worst idea. The other thing is people are doing I don't know how to really describe it, like communal insurance, where it's like you put all this money in the pool and that's how people are paying for their health insurance. So the Christian healthcare ministries is one doing it. So we're looking at that and we're looking at other options. So
years ago, I joined a business group. I'm trying to remember what it was now. And through that business group, you could get reasonably priced healthcare when I was freelancing.
Yeah, we're paying a small fortune right now. And listen, was it Stephanie? Is that her name? Their insurance
your insurance lady.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, I would hate to take
but it's just
business away from
but we're not using it because we can't afford the fucking copay. So Doug needs to get checked out. I also would like to state for the record that I think I have probably earned myself a doctorate in human experience.
Oh, I would probably agree with that. Because
I've had all kinds of crazy experiences. I know all kinds of crazy people. I don't know where Donna is tonight, but Donna will be one of them. Some of y'all are a little nuts too. In a good way though.
Speaking of jobs.
Yeah, you're going to apply for this one?
I found a great job for today. I don't know what this is.
If you're going to be a penetration tester, you're going to have to get penetrated.
Well, no, I think that was the opposite. It was.
I think I would be a better penetration tester than you are. Have you ever been penetrated?
No, but I have penetrated. So therefore, I don't like.
Yeah, how much penetration experience do you have?
Little to none.
Can we do that interview, please?
I'm a what do they call it? I'm entry level.
Okay, hang on.
No, let's not. We have comments.
What do you mean? I want to do that interview.
What, for penetration tester? Hi, Bobby.
You can't afford insurance with $1 minus the taxes. Yeah. Truth.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon. Anne says Amazon, the king of healthcare, where the janitor can check you out, and if no fucking way. Well, if it's for something like a prescription for blood pressure medicine, it would be perfectly fine because we don't normally do Western medicine at all. But right now, Doug's blood pressure has been so high that he has to be on it. I don't even want to tell you the number. He doesn't even know the number. And I thought that the number was high. And today we watched something with Gary Braca, and it's really high. So I need to take it and check it. Anne says maybe that's why insurance rates are so high. Amazon is buying insurance contracts. No, they have their own company. So they're trying to cut away from insurance. Insurance is so high because of the incestuous, disgusting relationship between insurance companies, healthcare, the government, pharmaceutical companies, and the FDA. And of course, they'll blame it on patients and their medical malpractice suits. Well, how about the fact that they are so negligent? Third leading killer of people in the United States, medical malpractice, be it through pharmaceutical medications or what. All right. So your penetration tester, what I wanted to say, okay, I would like to conduct the interview.
Okay, please.
So, Mr. Gear, I see here that you've got 29 years of design experience.
More than that.
What makes you think that you would be a good penetration tester?
Well, I have more experience penetrating things like watermelons that I put in the microwave, fish. I don't know. I don't know where this is going.
Why can't you ever just go with things? Why do you have to be funny? Why can't you just answer the question? What experience do you have penetrating?
Little to none.
That's not entirely true.
Little to none.
And have you ever been penetrated?
No.
So what makes you think you're qualified for this job?
Well, I have a unique perspective.
As someone who has no experience?
These other people are jaded, quite frankly.
I don't know what to tell you, honey, but I don't think you're getting the penetration tester job. I've heard you interview. You do a good interview. That was terrible. You're never going to be a penetration tester.
Well, I get a little nervous when I talk about penetration.
I don't know
especially
why.
when I'm on the receiving end.
Good. Keep doing your thing.
So I don't know, this photo, I found this photo today, I want it to be my album cover. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's from.
I don't think it can be. You'd have to buy the rights. But
yeah, but I don't know where it's from. So
Anne says agree, but Amazon is a little too woke for me. Of course they are, but again, like every company, like I hate every corporation in America.
How is Amazon woke? How is that like a
because
like
of their politics and some of the things that they're supporting as a company.
Okay. Well, we'd like to elaborate on that. Anyways, let's lighten it up. Let's lighten the mood here because this photo it killed me, and I can't stop. Like I just could look at it 24 hours a day. It's just fantastic.
Who is that lady?
I don't know who the lady is. It was on.
Will you use Google Lens to
I could, but I don't know what's going on. Like with the down here at the bridge area of her strings, and is there a whammy bar that doesn't look like it, but it could be. It's fantastic. It's from and the guitar, like it was on one of my crazy obscure guitar things. Nobody knows what this guitar is. I just love everything about it, and I love it. And for some reason, I kind of want this, like it kind of reminds me of my mom, and I kind of want this lady to be in a band, and like I don't know, and I don't know how many fingers she has going here. It looks like she's got like an extra finger or something. I don't know what's happening. Because so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what the 6th finger is. It looks like that might be a, maybe it's a capo. I don't know, but it's so good. Look at that face. Oh my god, it just makes me happy. Certain things that make me happy, and that's
she looks like she's got rage inside.
She does. She's rage against her husband's machine. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I thought it was a good picture.
That's all I got.
Trace, I just sent you that. They're not all mine. I mean, they're not all mine. Some of them are my numbers. The low ones are mine. Trace says that picture is so cool, and she said that's a freaking cool picture, as much as we can see on a small screen. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I close that so you don't have a heart attack. Trace says I will show her. Aren't you guys in like the same bed? Do you get to be together on your little trip? Okay. So did you have something else you wanted to share?
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm done.
Cool. I was thinking about famous couples that we're like.
That we're like?
Mm-hmm. And how we should use pictures of them as promos. Like we're like Jay and Silent Bob. I'm Jay with like the long hair and the potty mouth, and you don't really get a word in edgewise, but then every once in a while you say something brilliant.
All right. I thought it was going to be a couple, not just like a duo, like a couple, like a man and woman.
You can have a couple. They're heterosexual life partners. Leave them alone. Then I was thinking about Charlie and Hank from Californication. Which one?
I don't know who's who in that situation.
I don't know. That would be a tough one. Peg and Al. You're definitely Peg.
I don't think we're Peg and Al.
We are famous duos throughout history. Well, thank you for shooting down my idea.
No. I just don't think that one. I could like Herman and Lily maybe were good.
I don't know what this note is. I have a note here that says, "What's wrong with Charlie's dog?"
No idea.
Okay.
What other notes did you write when you were high that I can decipher for you?
I have all kinds of things. One thing that I thought was really cool was that I've been watching. Well, I just finished watching. There was a show briefly, and Doug does not enjoy it. By the way, we don't like anything the same. It's fucking ridiculous.
I don't like stressful things. I don't like ominous things.
Are you fucking kidding me? The goddamn Buffalo Bills.
That's stressful. Yeah.
It was like so upsetting. You had to like shut it off and go to bed the other day.
It was bad. I just want them to compete.
Brooke, what's going on with the Bills?
Is it so wrong? Crazy. I want to see these guys play. I want to see them compete up to their abilities, and I don't know. I think
that they got some splaining to do. Is what I think.
Splaining,
because I could understand the game over in Europe because they were tired.
Well, that and then I can understand
they were playing
Cincinnati, but because Cincinnati's a decent team, and they've been playing really well lately. I can understand that they're playing an away game. I cannot understand losing to the Pats. I cannot losing to the Giants. I cannot understand any of that crap. Anyway, so that's all. It's so dumb.
And then Trace says she's at arm's length away, and I will show her. Thank you. She will admit you to the nearest hospital.
Those
So I've been watching a show on that I highly recommend. There's Sasha's. She's got some crazy ass locks. That I was been watching this show called Outsiders, and it was briefly on television. I think it was FX. It was Ryan Hurst of Sons of Anarchy fame. He was also played Beta on Walking Dead. And I've never seen him in something he's not good in, but he's always like kind of the same person, like kind of quiet, thoughtful,
murderous,
big and sexy. He's not always murderous. Oh yeah, no, in all the roles I've seen him in, he's been kind of murderous. Although I don't think
murder turns you on.
I don't know if he killed anybody in Sons of Anarchy.
Murder turns her on.
I think Happy did most of the killing in Sons of Anarchy. But anyway, I don't know what the premise of the show is that there's these people that live on a mountain in Kentucky, and they're called the Ferals. And they've lived there for hundreds of years, and they're not leaving the fucking mountain in this town. So this show was on for 2 seasons, and I gotta tell you, I'm so sad that I didn't watch it when it was on. I'm so sad that I didn't fight for this show because it's so good. So the premise of the show is so apropos for today's society. I recommend that everyone watch it. I know you do not enjoy it. You can talk about that in a minute. But the premise of the show is that this is a family called the Ferals, and their clan, as it were, and they live on this mountain. And on the mountain, they source their own medicine, they hunt for their food, they farm, like they have a school, and they've kept traditions in their family alive for generations. And one of the guys is like the name on the show is Foster Ferrell the Eighth. So like we're talking 8 generations of people that have come from
mountain feral people
from this mountain. And so, but of course for me, it's like, well, they like live they live in community with people they love, and they have their own music, and they're dancing, and they have their own traditions, and they have, it's just a great, like, it's like a great setup minus, the fact that they
the guns.
Well, they only got guns at the end because the people were coming to blow up the mountain. So here's the thing. So there's this coal company that basically wants to blow up the mountain. They want to frack. And it would cause obviously massive damage to the wildlife, the animals, and of course to these people's home where they've lived again for years. And so there's the town that they're in is a very small town. And of course, there's not much going on there. So people haven't been working for, people 2-3 years, they haven't worked at all. And so some people want the coal mine to, the fracking to occur so they can have jobs, albeit temporary jobs. But some people don't want it because they don't want to leave those people. They don't want to harm the people. They believe that they've been there and they don't bother anyone, leave them alone. They've been there longer than anybody else. And then there's people that believe that it's bad for the environment and so on and so forth. So I don't want to spoil it for you, but it goes, in case you watch it, but they go on, the coal company does a lot of really underhanded things that I think corporations do in America every fucking day. And of course, these people are trying to survive. And of course, they have their own dynamics within the clan, as it were. And then they have, of course, the dynamics between the people on the ground in the town. And then, of course, the dynamics between the two. And then, of course, the evil oil company. And one of the things that they have is feral wine, which I think has ayahuasca in it because people have like hallucinations while they take it. So it's really just an interesting show. But like all I could think of the whole time I'm watching it is I want to live with the ferals. And then I'm also thinking that I am feral. Especially this week, there was like a day where I had like not showered, and like these people don't shower for weeks. They go in the lake sometimes. They have bath. She has to bring the water in the house and then heat it because they don't have some of them have generators, but that's about it. And I'm just
they didn't. Yeah.
And then they have they have a call that they do where they're like, giggin' yeah, which I think is really cool. Anne says, love you guys. Sucky day. So closing my eyes. I'm so sorry you had a sucky day. I hope things turn around. Better. I am thinking of you always. It is 9:05.
I just wanted to say my favorite episode of that show. What is it called? The Outsiders?
The people it's just called Outsiders, but yeah.
is the one where Bugs Bunny went in and pretended he was singing a square dance and got the two brothers with the long beards to hit each other with a fence post and walk off a cliff and go in a trout stream. That was my favorite episode of that.
I don't remember any part of that. Bugs Bunny was not in that.
He was singing a square dance.
There was no square dancing in that show.
And he got the two brothers, Pumpkinhead,
Martin.
No. And then they pulled each other's beard. Had a tug of war with their beard. They rolled around on a pigsty.
That's not what happened. He's ridiculous.
Fell in a trout stream, and they whomped each other with
ridiculous. Stop it.
Stop a fence post.
Stop it. Stop it. You're just being silly.
It's one of the best cartoons ever made.
It might be. I want to tell you this. It's 9:00, and I am really hot, and I'm sleepy. I want to take a nap before we go to the airport. I wanted to just tell you all how much we appreciate you and your support for the podcast. Sorry, we're not super ridiculous tonight. Only a little ridiculous tonight.
Oh, well, it could be. Well, we had a lot of stuff going on. We're excited.
We're very excited about Tito Ortiz. Say you're excited.
We're excited for Tito. We're excited for Nolan coming.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows what we're going to end up doing?
Never did I think that Nolan and Tito would be mentioned in the same sentence, but here we are. Let's just wrap up with our gratitude real quick. I'm grateful for you guys, always. I'm grateful for a delightful little date night with my hubs. I'm grateful that Tito's coming on the podcast. I'm grateful for the amazing staff at his restaurant. They were fantastic. I'm grateful that we get to spend time with Nolan. I'm grateful that Wes is coming down soon. We get to spend time with Wes as well.
Yeah.
Wes will be here long enough to.
And the Shays. Shays are coming.
The Shays are coming. They're coming.
We have people coming.
Oh, but the Shays are coming before Wes.
And we have we got people coming. We still have to figure out what we're doing for Thanksgiving.
Oh Lord, if y'all can tell us what to do for Thanksgiving, that would be great. I'm still fucking fighting with VRBO. I'm still not like. Here's the thing. I started doing the podcast the other night, and I'm super high. And as I'm telling this story, I'm like, was that an AI the whole time that I was talking to?
May have been. I did not.
Because I might have been baked enough at the time that I wouldn't have noticed. But now that I think about it, and even when I'm baked and I think about it, I'm like,
which is a little funny.
But I will tell you, Verbo did not get back to me, and they charged me $49 that they were not supposed to charge me. So I'm a little bit pissed off.
I'm gonna call them up. Listen, robot man, I want my bucks back. So.
And also, we want to give a shout out to all the veterans.
All the veterans for services and services rendered. Yes. Indeed,
I will say that there's been I have a lot of friends that have served our country and have been rewarded with PTSD and not a lot of great services for it, or longstanding health issues. I mean, my friend Lenny died of Agent Orange exposure, and he never even got VA benefits. It's atrocious. So if you've served our country, thank you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for a country that doesn't value human life, and of course,
I don't know if the country doesn't value human life or whatever. It's just, I do. I don't think they take very good care of our folks that
I do. I believe we live in a country that doesn't value human life. I believe that. You don't have to believe that, but I believe that. And so I appreciate your service. I'm not, and it's interesting because I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in war, but I support our troops. And as of course, we've got this conflict going on over, once again, in the Middle East. I don't support it. I don't support the conflict at all. I don't support, in the words of, who was it that sang that song?
Edwin Starr.
In the words of Edwin Starr, war. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
So anyway, I want to thank those who have served, and I want to thank the people who do things for our veterans. I've done some stuff. I've done, packages, whatnot here and there, but like anybody can do things to support our veterans. I think that's fantastic. And I know for a lot of people, it's like, oh, it's just a long weekend, but just have a moment to think about all the people that have served and
for sure,
really, did things out of the most noble of intentions and really didn't get very well rewarded for that shit. So I enjoy that. I'm thankful.
A person I know on Facebook, he's a very famous guitarist, more of a session guitarist than anything else. He posted a picture of his dad, who was in the RAF because he was from England. His dad was shot down before he was born and didn't even know he was going to be a dad. So he had a picture of his dad posted today. And just think of the sacrifices so many people made for that. And
I also want to point out the sacrifices of military families. I mean, what people don't realize is that the families serve as well. The wives are basically single parents, and then not necessarily wives, because we live in a world where and the kids who are moved from place to place. Like it's a lot. So I don't know, don't hug one against their will, but if you can be nice to a veteran, be nice to a veteran. Trace says, I'm so thankful for making to the podcast tonight. I'm grateful no one has killed each other yet. I'm thankful that the funds cleared and will be available for closing on Monday. Yay. It would be really bad if somebody wrote a bad check for your house.
That would not be good.
I am thankful Doug is feeling better. I'm thankful for our veterans. Yay. And she says, happy birthday to the Marines. And Daniel says hello. Daniel, you're late. We're wrapping up now.
We're out.
I'm also grateful that the OG lesbies and family are having a nice, safe trip.
They're doing well.
As
can be expected.
Yeah, I'm grateful Daniel's here. I'm grateful for everybody who comes to the podcast. Yeah. I'm grateful for Brooke. I'm grateful for, of course, Anne and Trace and Daniel. Yeah. I think that's pretty much everybody who's here tonight.
And I'm thankful
for
it's Friday.
TGIF, motherfuckers. We love you. Later, master haters.
Have a great weekend.